Spring is finally here, and although the weather is getting warmer, it's time to be on the lookout for ticks. Ticks carry Lyme disease, and our next guests want to raise awareness about just that. Here on Style today are Peter Weil, the Executive Director of the Lyme Research Alliance, along with Betsy Hopwood, who volunteers for the organization and knows the disease all too well. Thank you so much for being here on Style.
Thank you for having us.
Betsy, I want to start with you. Your husband has Lyme disease. Tell me how it first got diagnosed.
Well, you know, it's been a really long and difficult journey for him. He was supposed to be here today, but unfortunately, because of the Lyme disease, he wasn't able to be here. But probably about 5 years ago, he just, started getting headaches and dizziness, not feeling well. Of course, I thought, you just have a cold or a sinus infection. We started going to doctors, and it was 2 years of many doctors before he was finally diagnosed with Lyme disease.
Really? Because it's hard to determine. I know the blood test isn't always reliable.
That's right. The first blood test that he had came back negative, so the doctor said, nope, you definitely don't have Lyme disease. So we moved on to other things and went to cardiologists, all kinds of doctors. I think we went to a total of 9 doctors, actually, before he had another blood test that finally came back positive.
And it came from a tick? Was he out in the woods? Have you able to determine that?
No, we have no idea. We're outdoors people anyway. We're always camping or going out or hiking in the woods, so he really could have gotten it anywhere, but he doesn't remember, getting a bite or anything like that. So it's been a really long road, and because there's no cure for chronic Lyme disease, really, we just have to try different therapies and different medications to see what works. But if he had been diagnosed originally, he would have been ahead of the game, but because we waited 2 years, he became very ill during that time, so it's been a long road.
I see. And Peter, this is the time of year you really have to be aware with it because the ticks are coming back out.
Ticks are coming back out. We just had a really hard winter, and it would be easy to think that the ticks would be dead or somehow gone away or killed off by the winter. Not true. As soon as the temperature gets to more than about 32 degrees, ticks become active again. They never die over the winter, they just become dormant.
Oh.
So right now they're very much active, and we've all got to be aware of that. They're also smaller this time of year because they've just hatched out. So they're little, relatively teeny tiny ticks, so they're harder to see, but they're just as dangerous. Many of them carry Lyme disease.
Really? And how big of a problem is Lyme disease, not only here in Connecticut, but nationwide?
Nationwide, it's big. It's the latest estimate is 300,000 new cases every year. And Mark Hopwood, for example, would not be counted in that number because he's had it for 2 or 3 years. So if you count the people who've had it for a long time, we estimate it's well over 1 million people who are affected by it, and they're concentrated in the Northeast. 90% of cases are in 9 states.
And the mission of the Lyme Research Alliance, I'm sure, to raise some awareness about the problem?
Well, raise some awareness, help people to not get it in the first place, because Lyme disease, after all, is largely preventable. You can do a lot if you're on your guard all the time to avoid it. But our mission is to solve the problem by, first of all, getting a reliable diagnostic test, and the test at the moment, as we heard, is not reliable. And secondly, to cure long-term Lyme disease, to find a cure to the kind of thing that Mark has.
Sure. And Betsy, to do that, we need some fundraising efforts, and you've raised a lot of money so far. I know that there's a gala coming up this weekend, but some other ways people can help out.
Yeah, well, we have a big 5K coming up, which is a big deal. I got involved because I'm a big runner, and a runner friend of mine a couple years back had sent me a link and said, you got to go to this 5K, it's Lyme disease. I thought, this is a great way to get my kids involved, because we're always trying to make a positive out of a negative. And I'm lucky and very blessed to have wonderful family and friends who really support us. So we all get together, we go to the run together. They wear silly capes that are green, and I've raised a lot of money. So it's been a wonderful cause.
Sure. Now let's talk about the details of the race. For the whole family, or?
Absolutely, the whole family. Bring everybody down. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful run, pretty flat for the most part. And like my parents are going to go, and they're certainly not runners, so they're going to walk. My husband, sometimes he's able to walk it, sometimes he's not. He just hangs out. My kids run it. And, everybody has a great time, so it's a fun family event.
It's happening April 27th at Cove Island Park in Stamford. We can have the details on our website. Of course, you can find them over at lymeresearchchallenge.org. All the information is right there on the screen. Now, I know you guys raised close to $1 million last year at your gala. What's the goal this year? You want to obviously surpass that, right?
We're going to beat $1 million this
year.
Absolutely.
$1 million, yeah. And a lot of big names coming out to support the cause.
Big names. We have some celebrities coming out. research, and Carlson is going to be the host from, TV host. Several celebrities helping us to raise money, and we also have a silent auction, which is live online at the moment.
Oh, great. You
So
get a
if you
preview.
can't go to the gala, you can bid in the silent auction. You can help us raise money that way. But we have all kinds of prizes, from a week on an 83-foot motor yacht
Wow.
to tickets to the Mets, home tickets to the Mets, to the Jets. We have Miley Cyrus tickets that you can't get anymore.
Wow,
sold
sold out.
We have those. So
good.
that's on our website. So take a look.
All right, and the website one more time.
LymeResearchAlliance.org.
Very good. Peter, Betsy, thanks so much for being here, for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.